I'm really honored to have somebody who I consider a good friend. He's been involved in sports as long as I can remember. He's been a general manager since 1968. He was involved in leading the '83 world champion Sixers. Um, he basically founded the Magic. There were other people involved, but he was involved as well. And with his 500 or more companies that he speaks to around the country, and his 19 children, and his 100 books that he's written, I don't even know if he has time to be on this show, so we'll speak pretty quickly. Pat Williams, how are you?
Rick, nice to hear from you, and always good to catch up with you. I appreciate the call.
Anytime. So first of all, before we even start about the Magic and about Dr. J and about the current folks in the NBA and the Sixers and the like, tell me about the book, the latest one that you've done and you're proud of.
Rick, it's called Humility, and I take the position that humility is a characteristic that we can learn. I don't think you're born with it. I think we need to be taught the importance of having a humble spirit. And I've been very fortunate in my life in sports to observe and watch and see the power of a humble spirit in a John Wooden or a Lamar Hunt, a Julius Erving, Dr. Billy Graham, and others who just have a wonderful touch and way with people because despite their position of great wealth or great power, they don't flaunt it, and they live a life of humility. So that's left a deep imprint on my life, and I've tried to pass that along in this book, that there's great power and great strength in the possession of a humble spirit. And we can all work at that, and we can all improve and become better in that department.
Certainly we all can, and it's a book with teachings, and clearly it resonates with your experience in life and in sports. How could it not? What kind of responsibility, Pat, do you think is created by being a professional athlete in terms of giving back and doing the right thing?
Well, Rick, I think that it's part of your obligation, and I would argue with my friend Charles that athletes, yes, you are a role model. The way you act, the way that you conduct yourself, the way you handle yourself, what you say on and off the court is leaving a deep imprint. And young people and older alike are watching, and we all want, listen, Rick, we all are desperate for heroes in this country. We want heroes, and we don't have cowboys anymore. We don't have military leaders. We have coaches, and we have athletes, who really are our heroes today. Although the military are our true heroes, but I'm arguing that you get into the sports business, you're on stage, you're known, you're watched, and I argue that you've got an obligation to your many fans. To live your life the right way, to live it properly. And entwined with that is a truly humble spirit. That's going to permeate and touch everything you do.
And I guess you could argue, regardless of the political fence you're on, that after the rhetoric of this campaign, I think America needs healing more than ever, and maybe sports can be part of that solution. What's your take on that?
Rick, I like that. I like that take. Sports is always the solution, whether it was after the tragic days of 9/11, when sports was shut down for a few days. It was at that point that I realized how important sports is to this country. Those 4 days after 9/11, the whole world stopped, and there was no sports to follow, and we had lost our sideline that keeps all of us going, whether it's college football or a major league pennant race or any of the sports. I mean, that's really what provides America with joy and rooting interest and all. It just permeates our soul as residents of this country. So to me, sports is always the solution.
You've been in the league for 957 years or longer. And if you have a magic wand that would be given to you by Adam Silver for a day, what would you change?
Oh, that's a good question. I wouldn't change anything with the rules. I think they're fine. I think the magnitude and the sweep of the game, around the world is enormous. I wouldn't change anything there. I think we've fine-tuned the rules, Rick. They're just about as perfect as we can get them. Oh, I don't know. If I could change anything, I'd bring back Mendy Rudolph.
That's great.
I bring back Jake O'Donnell. I'd bring back
History and tradition is what you'd bring back as well. And I think you'd probably bring back
Earl Strom. I'd give anything to see Earl make a call one more time.
Let the record reflect that Pat Williams had the ability to change anything he wanted to in the NBA, and his answer was to bring back 3 referees. Well, good for you. Good for you. Hey, so the other piece of the business side of this is that the salaries are higher than you could have ever envisioned, I assume, and a lot of it is the function directly of the increased revenue share out of TV. Are we in a position now where we're at a crossroads where everything's getting so expensive we've got to really worry about pricing the average fan out of existence, or is the league going to survive like it always has?
Well, Rick, you're right, and we've got to be very, very careful about how we price our buildings. We've got to be very careful that we don't price the normal fan out of coming to enjoy an NBA ball game. That's something that each franchise has to be alert to and wrestle with, and make sure they handle properly according to their market. But you're right, it's been a very positive sign that this kind of money is coming to the league. The TV contracts are staggering, and the players share in their portion of that. And so this past summer we saw some very, very big contracts. But we can afford them, and the players are part of that family, part of that team, and they've earned it. And so thus the price of being a basketball player has gone up. And that's good news for the players, and it'll eventually settle down again. But right now it was a good year let's put it this way, it was a good year to be a free agent.
Yeah, true, and it'll be a good year to be a free agent this year as well, as we know. Are we comfortable with the, at least I've been arguing, and hopefully a lot of other people will be, that the D-Day of December 15 to get opt out of this existing agreement is just an empty date that nobody's going to worry about, and that we're going to get an extension done before Thanksgiving, and that everybody is going to be happy with labor in the future in the NBA? What's your take?
Well, Rick, all the reports are very encouraging. Obviously, and none of those discussions are open to public consumption, but all the early reports are the two parties are having good discussions, and everything that we're hearing is of a positive nature, which is really, really good news, that the players and the league can work this thing out and avoid any long-term problems. It seems to me the league is so healthy right now, and everybody is doing well, that there shouldn't be too much to quibble and argue over. That's my feel, and hopefully they can get it resolved quickly, and we can go on without all of that looming over us. We can really look forward to a long run of good harmony and good basketball.
Speaking of good basketball, are the Magic looking up from your perspective? Does it look like you're turning the corner? How's long-term look for your team?
Yeah, we feel good, Rick. We've got a nice nucleus of young players. Made some moves in the off season that should be helpful, particularly up front, where we feel we'll be bigger and stronger and better equipped defensively. So we like our nucleus. We like the team we put together. We're very fond of our new coach, Frank Vogel, who joins us after many years in Indiana. Feel that he's the right guy to fit in here. So there's a good positive feeling as we get ready to start the season on Wednesday night.
So, perfect timing, and it's always great to talk with you. What are your plans for the next 80, 90 years or so, Pat Williams?
Well, I've got another book coming in February, Rick, so I've got to be around long enough to do that. We've got 17 grandchildren now that we're helping to get educated as well. So I'm probably going to need those years you just mentioned to get it all done. So I continue to pray for good health, and I've got plenty on my platter, that's for sure.
As usual, one of the NBA and sports most amazing statesmen, as well as someone that you can learn life lessons from.